Hello and welcome. As a hotel AI expert, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. Today, we're diving into something that sounds like a bit of a paradox, right? The idea that AI could actually teach us to be more human. But in the high-stakes world of hospitality, that's exactly what's happening. We're going to explore how this technology is completely revolutionizing training for those make-or-break moments with guests, and how it's sharpening one of our most crucial skills, empathy. And that really gets to the heart of our mission here. It's all about empowerment. It's about giving you the practical tools, the professional mindset, and the future-ready skills you need to handle any situation that comes your way, turning a challenging job into an incredibly rewarding career. So here's our game plan. We'll start by unpacking a classic challenge that every single service professional faces. Then we'll look at why old school training sometimes falls short. And from there, we'll explore how an AI-powered solution is changing the game. We'll even get into how it works and why its feedback is just so powerful. All right, first up, let's talk about the moment of truth. It's that heart-pounding make-or-break interaction that can define a guest's entire experience and a hotel's reputation. You know the feeling. Picture this. You're at the front desk, and you see an unhappy guest making a beeline right for you. Your pulse quickens, your mind starts racing. Every single word you say next matters. So, how has the industry traditionally prepared us for this exact moment? Well, for decades, the go-to training method has always been role-playing. But as we're about to see, this classic approach has some pretty serious limitations when it comes to preparing for the real thing. Okay, so the standard approach is manager-led role-playing. And look, it sounds great in theory, right? But the reality is, managers are completely swamped. So these sessions, they just don't happen that often. And let's be honest, it's just kind of awkward to have a pretend argument with your boss. It kills the realism and, frankly, the effectiveness of the whole exercise. So, if the old way is broken, what's the fix? Well, this is where AI steps in, offering a training solution that's accessible 24/7, endlessly repeatable, and a whole lot more effective. We're talking about AI-driven simulation. Now, I want you to think of it as a flight simulator, but for customer service. It creates this totally safe, on-demand practice environment where your team can interact with an AI chatbot that's programmed to act like any guest you can possibly imagine. So, what's it actually like to step inside this AI training ground? Let's break down how a typical simulation really unfolds. It's surprisingly straightforward. An employee just launches the app, picks a guest persona they want to practice with, let's say an angry business traveler, and just starts talking. The AI responds in real time, just like a real person, creating this really dynamic back and forth. But after the conversation is over, that's where the real magic happens, the feedback. And get this, it's not just one generic angry guest. The AI can become a whole cast of characters. You've got the exhausted traveler who just wants their room key, the confused tourist with a map, the demanding VIP, or, of course, the genuinely furious executive. So let's take that irate executive persona for a spin. The AI might kick things off with something exactly like this. And then, depending on how you respond, it will either escalate or de-escalate in real time. It's designed to push you to use your best service recovery skills in a realistic, challenging way. But look, the practice is only half the story. Where this technology truly shines is in its feedback. It gives you an instant, data-driven analysis of your performance, and that's something a busy human manager could just never do. And this right here is the crucial part. The simulation gives employees the freedom to fail safely. They can try out a new approach, maybe say the wrong thing, and see what happens, all without any risk to a real guest or the hotel's reputation. It completely takes away that fear of making a mistake. Yeah, after each simulation, you don't just get a good job. You get hard data. For instance, the AI might generate an empathy score, actually quantifying how well you listened and responded to the guest's emotional state. It's incredible. And the feedback gets super specific. The AI can pinpoint the exact moment you missed a key step, like right here, forgetting to offer a concrete solution. I mean, this is the kind of targeted advice that lets you improve so much faster. You know exactly what to fix for the next round. Okay, so how does all this practice in a simulation actually translate to the real world? This is where we see all that training really pay off, building genuine confidence right there on the lobby floor. See, through all this repetition in a safe space, staff aren't just learning a script. They're building what we like to call muscle memory for empathy. Handling conflict starts to become an ingrained skill, an instinct. So when a real high-pressure situation happens, they are emotionally prepared to handle it with grace and with confidence. The ultimate outcome here is it's just fascinating. We're using a non-human tool, AI, to sharpen a deeply, deeply human skill, empathy. And what's the result? Well, staff are more confident, service recovery becomes way more consistent, and you end up with teams that are truly prepared, not just trained, for the emotional demands of the job. So, all of this leaves us with a pretty counterintuitive idea, doesn't it? By giving us a safe space to practice our most human skills, could AI actually be the key to unlocking better, more meaningful human connections? It's a really compelling question to think about as this technology continues to evolve. Thank you for your attention.